welcome to MTB New Mexico. We have a really cool video today. Sarah, the other day after one of the rides, she says, hey, what do we do after a ride and what kind of maintenance do we need to be doing on our bike? And of course, we all do it different. We all use different types of products and stuff, but there are some basic things that we should all be doing. And one of my buddies, Mr. Heath, always has his bikes top notch. So today we came over to his house. His wife is gonna make us some delicious dinner. I think.
I didn't know about this.
No, she's not. But anyway, we're gonna have a good time. He's gonna go over all the stuff that he does to keep his bikes running awesome. So here we go, Mr. Heath.
So when you're out here riding in the desert, one of the things you want to make sure, because you're going to be picking up a lot of abrasives and stuff like that, you're going to be picking up sand, a lot of crud. And depending on the type of oil that you run on your chain, it could just be like a magnet and just picking that stuff up to where it's really caked on and you'll get on your chain. So kind of what I want to do is stuff that I do in between rides, just general stuff that'll help basically add lifespans to your gear, everything that you do. Because I mean, the mountain bike, the way it's set up and what it's designed to take is there's not going to be a whole lot to hurt it. So I mean, it's like, I know with washing bikes, it's pretty, there's a lot of opinions out there, you know, use just a general light mist of water to wash off the debris or the mud and stuff, the sand, don't blast it. All that stuff's cool because, I mean, look what you're doing on your mountain bike. It's designed to take it. So I'll go over some of that stuff as well. And then I got a stand here. I use it, just throw the bike on, and it's easy to access all the parts and everything to it, like your wheels. You can take the wheels off, drop your rear. Just a good stand. This one wasn't all that much. And if you don't have something like this, you can just lean up against a rock wall. So, and hose it down. Just go ahead and start spraying from the top down and just start soaking everything down. And go ahead and start. What I normally do is just kind of start hitting the wheels, spraying them down, hit the treads, get them all nice and rinsed off and everything. Because the more you spray off, the less you're going to have to wipe off a little bit later. And then go ahead and spray into here. But one thing that you don't want to do is, like with high pressure, start spraying in your bottom bracket. Just kind of rinse everything off. But we got like a really good low pressure, so you're good to go on that. Anywhere where you've got bearings, you don't want to just like force water in. You just kind of want to rinse it off and let it kind of do its thing. The bearings are going to be located, you're going to have bearings located, basically, you can't see it under this cog, but you can see it right here where this cone is.
Okay.
Just basically on the inside of this disc where your collar is, you've got a bearing there. And the same thing on this side.
Okay.
Your bottom bracket, they sit right inside here on this side and this side, and the same thing with on the wheel where these collars are here, they'll sit in there. The soap that I normally use is just, that's where people get kind of particular about things. You can use an automotive soap. They make like bike specific soaps because of the finish of the bike. You got matte finishes, like automotive finishes. Some people do custom painting on their own bikes. Some people will use just like dishwashing detergent, like you use in your kitchen sink. Or you can just get automotive soap put in there, and that's what I usually do. It's not hard, it's made for paint and everything, and you're not gonna be blasting it into the areas where your bearings are, so it's not that big of a deal. So it's already on soap, we just go ahead.
Just same thing from the top.
Same thing. When you keep the bike clean, you get more familiar with it, and it'll get to the point to where it's like, if you feel something that's not right, the bike will actually talk to you in a sense. It's like it'll make noises, you'll get these weird feelings how it's handling and stuff like that. By messing with everything and just kind of maintaining it, you'll be able to kind of pinpoint things when something's going wrong. Okay, what I usually do is just I start wiping it down from top to bottom. Just kind of do a quick once over. Just kind of do a visual inspection. Got Evel Knievel running by. Check out your brakes, make sure that all the little pivot points are nice and clean, which they are. With where we live, you can get a lot of trash on there and they can scar the stanchions, and you can actually start getting leaks and stuff like that in your air fork and everything. But there's some things you can do to kind of maintain that and stuff. But if you keep it nice and clean, generally just kind of hosing it down after each ride, you're going to eliminate a lot of this stuff, and your bike's going to look and ride a lot better. A lot of times you'll see your where you put your chain lube on your chain. You'll get it where it's got the trash and stuff that it picks up from all the rides and stuff. It'll start kicking up on the teeth and everything. So you just spin this around, wipe as you go. We'll get up in here where your bottom bracket is. Okay. I see something that just, you hear that?
Rubbing.
Yeah. That's your shifter cable. And see, this is an easy fix. You broke a zip tie. So once that's secured, that's good to go. So that's a simple fix. But just getting in there and scrubbing your bike down after each ride, you can see what kind of damage you've done and get it ready for the next ride. That way you're not like, oh yeah, we're gonna go hit this one trail, it's gonna be so awesome. You're like, okay, I'm good to go. Then as soon as you start to roll off, you're like, oh dude, am I ready? What about this? Is this gonna make it? So.
Heath, can you mention, because if you notice today, 2 of the problems that we had
Flat.
because they didn't have sealing.
Yeah.
Both of them didn't have sealing.
Oh dude, you know what's bad? Is when the one guy that ripped the sidewall,
Yeah.
he's like, you got this? I was like, yeah, I got it. Back of the
Yeah,
car.
Exactly.
I didn't have it with me. So it's just like, I mean, you kind of,
I mean, literally, they would have had to walk 5 miles back
yeah.
if it wasn't for the fact that Felipe was able to take the truck. But they literally, one of them, like Patrick, his problem could have been fixed if he would have kept up with the ceiling.
I'm gonna be straight with you, dude. It's been a while since I have done mine, man.
Yeah.
But it's like, I don't know, dude. It's just something else. It depends. The way I kind of look at it, and I could be totally off. It could depend on, again, your riding style, where you're going, what you're riding on, how aggressive you are. And it's just like, just starting out, it's like your concerns won't be like what my concerns are, or even Jose's concerns, or Enrique's concerns, because there's like different riding levels right there. New person just starting out, getting the feet wet, to guys that are about midstream of hitting all these trails and getting other people into it, to somebody that's been riding for years. So it's just like they're going to be taking what?
Thanks, man. You couldn't say, yeah, you're beginning and then you got the pros. No. You had to describe it like all soft.
Honest.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's back up. Let's back up.
Just rewind and re-edit that.
Okay, we're gonna back up. Somebody's just getting their feet wet that's been in the sport for a little while, to like the Chuck Norris riders like Enrique and Jose, who it's like one day I would like to be able to keep up with and be able to hit all the stuff that they hit, but I got to get out of the crib first. And but no, it's just like, yes, you look at where you're riding. If you know that you're going to be in an area where it's really rocky, you got a lot of cactus and stuff like that, then it's better to take it and not need it. So take the little your little can of, or your little tube of stands in case you're running into an issue out there. Take the plugs. Like Enrique, he had to use, what was it?
Like almost 4 plugs.
4 plugs on one patch. And then the biggest deal, this is the most important thing, which is kind of crazy, is when you get home, take care of it. Don't be like where you just keep riding with it. And I'm not, no puns towards you, but it's like the same thing with, our friend Larry. He was rushing to meet up with us for a ride. We were just going to ride down to the river. And it's like a 20-mile ride. Well, with him rushing, his bike fell over, and it pulled on the air stem, and it pulled the valve. It split the stem, and it pulled the Schrader valve out, or the pressure valve out, and it was just sitting there blowing air. And you can rig it, but he's just like, I don't know if I'll be able to ride. I was just like, just come out here and we'll see if we can get you going. He came out. I kind of got it fixed up, and he did the ride. And then a little bit later, we met up for another ride. I was like, well, did you get your air stem fixed? Well, I bought it. You didn't put it in? No. Well, this one's holding. And it's like, this is the way it's going to happen. Murphy's always going to show up in a town. You're going to be the furthest point away, or you're going to be in some crazy situation, and then that's when it's going to go south. And that's when you want to be prepared for it. So, you know, if you're going to go someplace like up in Ruidoso where it does have some rocks and stuff like that, but it's not near as crazy there as it is here with all the sand, the cactus and everything. So you don't really have to worry about that much at all. You may get like a pinch flat or something like that depending on your air pressure that you run. But so it's just like kind of keep in mind where you're going to go, who you're riding with, what kind of riding style, how aggressive you're going to be, and then just kind of pack for that occasion. And then that'll kind of get you dialed into the point to where it's like you'll have your go-to setup. Yeah, I'm always going to go with this, this, and this, and this. Very rarely do I have that, and that off occasion, if I'm going to go out here, yeah, then I'll take this. So it's just you'll figure out what works for you and what to take. And plus, your bike, each bike's got a personality. So it's like you'll start to see that develop and everything the more that you're on it. What I use? No, it's just WD-40. A lot of people think that this is a lubricant. It really isn't. You can use it to clean. I use it to clean mostly with everything. There's degreasers that you can use, or chain cleaners, which I'm going to use. But the main thing that I want to do is get in here where your gears are and clean out in between there. Sometimes I'll pull the back wheel and get just like an old rag and get in between the actual gears themselves, just depending on how clean I get it. But a lot of times you can just hose it down with some WD-40, get your wheels, just to get that caked up stuff off of it. And so it's not getting back into the chain and stuff like that. So. And then you can also check out how your gears are wearing and stuff like that. If you're gonna hold that, please.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, that's a good one.
I saw one, my other one was like destroyed. All the little bristles and stuff were all caked together. It's a lot easier when the bike's clamped in. Any residue that I've got that was on the chain, I'm just running it through the gears, and then I'm just going to go back through and wipe everything down. Well, the biggest thing is at least you were doing something, you know?
Yeah.
Something's better than nothing.
Which is what I was doing.
This is good though. I mean, like I never thought of going through each little tooth.
Yeah, and see, check this out. While you're doing your tires, just kind of once over on them, just look at them. Look at how the tread's wearing. See if you got any big holes, something that looks kind of sketchy or something. See if you got any sealant leaking out or anything like that.
Not about how it looks.
Nah, it needs to look good. It needs to look tip top. So when you pull up at a trail with some new people you're riding with, you're like, man, this person's got game, hardcore game. See that bike? That bike's fast. It's beating me and she ain't even on it. And what I'll do with the chain lube is I'll sit it on top of the chain and just kind of let it run. Not squeeze it because you'll just start packing this thing full of lube. But you know, you want to get it in there on all the rollers. And you'll see some drips coming off of it and stuff like that. Make sure you get a good run on it. And I'll do it up here as well. Which is probably too much. Just run it through all the gears. Just make sure everything is all nice and coated. And then just with an old rag, I'll just sit here and run it through to get any residue off or anything like that, just so it may help with the caking and stuff on all the sand and everything that you pick up as you ride. And when you're doing this, be careful. Don't stick your hands in there, in the spokes. So just kind of run back over everything. Just start at the top, get some soapy water, not blasting it. If you don't have anything accessible that has a fine spray, then just don't hit the wheel bearings or the hubs of the wheels, which is here, your bottom, your cranks, and then your front hub, and then your headset, and then make sure you don't get any water down in here, because then it'll go down and sit in the bottom bracket. Other than that, just get a good soap on it, do a good wipe down, start at the top, always work your way down. Always scrub the wheels, check them out, look at my tires as I'm going through there, make sure there's no gashes, look at the tread wear, stuff like that. Scrub the wheels down, you know, and as you're spinning it, you know, check to see if it's still true. If it's left to right wobble, you can fix, but just a good visual inspection on everything that you're doing and you're cleaning. You want to just throw some eyes on it, make sure it's still pretty good. Look at how your teeth are wearing and all that stuff. Make sure they're not raked back or anything like that. They're not chewed up. Same thing with your chain. Just make sure that there's no, you know, stiff links or anything like that, which there's not. Your front, where your cranks are, check that out as you clean that up. Front wheel, everything, and just work your way from top to bottom, front to back. You'll get your little process down when you start doing it. And wash it, scrub everything down, do a rinse, hit your chain, degrease it, clean it up. Same thing with your gears, your derailleur. And then once you get done washing everything, go ahead and rinse it down, and then you can start your lubrication, dry it off, and you should be good to go. Oh, one other thing, suspension spray. What this is you spray it on your stanchions, and it keeps them from getting all sticky and stuff. And then what I'll do is just give it a nice good wipe. And it just keeps it nice and free. Nice and lubricated so they don't get sticky, it doesn't stick or anything like that. And that's it. So basically, like I said a couple of times throughout the video, there's a lot of opinions on how to clean it, what to clean it with and stuff. I use the bare essentials. Like I said, I've been doing this. I've been riding for years. I mean, since a little kid. I'm just on the north side of my 50s. And so, you know, find what products work best for you. Use those. People got a firm to believe. Some people are very dedicated to brands and stuff like that. Use those, wear them out. Whatever you want on your bike, that's what you use, because it's your bike. You're responsible for it. And like I said, people do things their own way, and you'll have your process on how you clean everything up. Just make sure that you got it all nice and clean and it's functional and it's a safe chariot.